Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic new year, a fantastic trading day, a fantastic first week last week. All that fun stuff. Welcome back, welcome back. Looking at the markets as a whole and kind of seeing what's going on, the bigger picture at least. We've got some halfway decent pullback movement with the NASDAQ dipping back down to, it's dipping back down to the support area. This is kind of that third press that we were talking about earlier in the room, where we have this kind of three press low forming. Everything is kind of starting to stack up for longs to be kicking in this area, looking for a continuation up. It's just a matter of whether or not this is going to be the bottom or if the market's going to go a little bit sideways first. Could just be waiting to form a measured leg to the upside. Either way, the Nasdaq's pulled down quite a bit. Over on the S&P, similar situation. It's just chopping around, though. I mean, there's not much happening. The S&P needs to pull back a little bit further. Optimal zone of interest, including timing, everything lining up at around the 37.64, 65s. Gold's a mess. Not very impressed by gold. We've got a nice bear move to the downside. Tried to get things going and then sort of failed and rolled over with a higher low, and now we're back in the same spot. There's just nothing happening. Crude oil, still stuck in the 52s. Good support, but that's really about it. The euro, they're still trying to hold the rep L1 and push it down. Crazy drive to the downside, and then Bitcoin looking for more continuation. 30,000s, right around that area. As far as the NASDAQ goes, buyers will have been looking for a continuation bounce underneath this previous daily bar, but they haven't been able to get the job done. They did initially. There was a beautiful bounce underneath that low, but now it's starting to pull back a little bit further. They might be digging in for a larger pullback towards those 720s. Let's see. Can I duplicate? Show tabs. Duplicate. Make sure to change the color linking so I don't mess that one up. There we go. Hey, how's it going? Fingers crossed. I mean, I would like for the markets to be moving. Good to be back. Yeah, definitely. It's nice when you got a little bit of time off to kind of digest, but when you start going through with enough time off, you start realizing how much of an addict you really are. Like, man, I gotta get back in the markets. Just scratch the itch, Not really a whole lot of anything going on today. As far as the news is concerned, there wasn't really a whole lot of news either. Gold's mostly sideways. Euro feels like it's barely even conscious right now. Bitcoin's just wedging around 30,000. Crude hovering in the 52s. Just quiet. Earlier today, the market did hit that huge naked POC. What a bounce off of it too. That's what we were saying. Earlier when it dipped below that previous low a day, that bounced really nice. But now it's all the way back down again. This is either the last chance for buyers to load up before a rally to the upside, or this is where it gives up the ghost and we start seeing this drop. Looking at the faster time frame, mean, there's not really a ton going on either way. Up or down is mostly just a range. Yeah, exactly. Today could be the last time that we see 13K on the NASDAQ for a while. That's sometimes how it goes around those big levels, isn't it? It hits it, or like it'll come up real short, back off, and then power through it. Or it'll hit it and then back off it. It'll stay off for weeks. I don't know, though. I mean, looking at the NASDAQ with this continuation up, I think buyers are still interested. I just, man, I hate having to buy way up here, you know? It's just a little too far up. Give me a pullback. 12,700s. Love 12,300s. I don't know if it's going to pull back that far, but... All right, anyway, let's zoom into the action here and see what's going on. Bulls are losing their grip a little bit below that previous low a day. Is that 902.75? 12,919. I was going to say, I thought I moved that. 919. There we go. Wow. Nasty trap above those highs. Took the top out and just slammed it. This is the buyer's last shot. They might be looking for a deep like L5, but it couldn't even make the closes weren't even higher. Like if you look at the closes and opens between the two, it's still lower, even though it made a higher high. So price is diverging away from what the wicks are saying. This is still where swing longs will come in, but not really a whole lot going on still. Just out of curiosity, I have my music on going through my headset on full, but my headset's like over there. Can you guys hear the music? I know my taste in music isn't for most. No? Okay, cool. I was hoping that it was just loud enough that I could get away with it. Can't hear any music? Awesome. Thank you. All right, buyers had a really nice rally to the upside, and that might be the last time they trap that low before trying to churn back higher. But buyers need to follow up with another high. We've got the potential reversal, but that lower close really makes this gross, because now you've got that situation of, well, it just doesn't give you a whole lot to work with, really. Maybe they can pull back a little bit further, but now with that new high, it's just making an L5 and trying to hold it back down. Got a little bit of a fist fight here. If they can break away to the upside, that'll clean things up a lot. Nice little trap on the lows. Potential for sellers to have gotten stuck pretty badly on that. Honestly, these 84s, 83s, 82s, that whole area could be a potential really nice zone for buyers to try to defend. So the zone of interest is going to be basically right around this first candle of that sequence. But still really like to see this go up, though. Break a new high, get some proof. I think 81.50, that's going to be the hot spot. Actually, 81.75 makes a little bit more sense. I mean, not that 2 ticks will make much of a difference, but you never know. This might be that one time. There are a couple different ways to approach it. From a higher risk standpoint, the stop could be further away. This is the potential reversal point, though. So if buyers can't start holding this to the upside, then I'm going to be a little bit less interested. Especially looking at the 5-minute chart, they're holding a lot less impressively. There's no divergences or anything like that to throw some shade on this move to the upside, so it's probably looking for like a measured leg. Just finish the job back up to highs, 6 quarters. Then from there, maybe they can fade back. All these wicks on the 5-minute, though, leaves a bit to be desired. Well, we didn't get the pullback that I wanted. See if they can dip down there again, but this time around, because we didn't get that dip on this most recent bull move, if it goes down now we're talking bear engulfing. The context is different. Unless it flushes down here like a blow-off, then, yeah, like, I mean, I wanted that to be a lot bigger for a blow-off, but something like that, where buyers step back in and shove it back through the highs. So all they did was buy through the previous bar's low and kicked it right back up again. A to the tick L3 with a break higher. See where this thing wants to pull back to, but at the moment, it's kind of looking like that previous candle's low down below the 350s. But we had that measured leg to the upside now. So with the measured leg out of the way, that kind of completes the bull's objective. That was their shot to try to take it back up. And now it's finished, right? They finished the job. But, well, now are we playing the game of trap high and then rotate back lower again? There's too many concerns here. So we've got to see a bit more continuation back to the upside. I'm going to load an L1 and see if we can get a continuation up from here. Nice zone of interest if we can get a little bit more of a pullback like the 905s for now. Still chugging higher. Is it going to close up, or which way are we going here? There we go. Okay. Pretty nice bull bar close. Still waiting to see if we can get a dip back to like the 909s. Might need to pull back a little bit further. $11 quarter. 11. 11.50. I'll accept 11.50. That's okay. Still waiting to see a bit more continuation to the upside. This market's obviously gone screaming higher. The one caveat to this is this may just be a break-even test of this 12,919. So if it starts getting hit a little too hard, then that might be a warning sign of a potential larger pullback to come. But the fact that we're putting in a 3-press bottom on the bigger time frame, on the 60-minute, on the 15-minute, on the cliff, the hill, the ozone is trapping below the previous bull bar, and we've got the final 10 minutes of the day. This is where things start getting real interesting. So if the gas pedal is going to get hit, this is the time it's going to get hit. Tapped into the 1150s. Fills the bulls for a continuation back to the upside. Now the upside objective is to... Whoa, that went fast. I hit the exit, but when I hit sell ask, it filled the ask way down here. Well, thanks 350. I appreciate it. How's it going, Regalio? That's a little frustrating. Did you see how fast that moved? Well, say la vie. Nothing I can do about it now. It was a beautiful trade, too. It's frustrating. Perfect L1 continuation. Everything lining up the way that it needed to. I feel like I got a little bit robbed on that one, but that's fine. Whatever. No big deal. It's all good. Got more continuation back to the upside. Bitcoin catching some really nice rallying now up into the 33,000s. Because of the way that that moved, if we can get another quick flush down like sub 15, scalpers might try to take it back up, but I'm not looking to hang on to it for a long time. Short-term scalps, that's it. See if you can get a little bit of a push underneath the bottom and then a lift right back up. Looking for a long continuation bounce back to the upside. I want to see them try to push back above the 19s. All right, they're trying to poke their head back up, but we're not seeing the follow through yet. Kind of a gross bear bar. Not a huge fan of that. I'm going to lighten the load just a little bit. See if they want to give it a jump back up. But that bear bar gives me a reason to lighten up on risk. See if you can get another pop back above the 19s. See if they maybe can run above the 20s, but they're obviously having a hard time. I thought buyers were going to come in a little bit more aggressively than this. And there again, we've got another test of the 19s and then continuation back down. So that's more clues that that's a potential break-even point. A lot of times when they set aside a break-even point like that, it'll jump up to it a couple times to allow people either a chance to get out or a chance for buyers to flush, well, rip it back higher. This is their chance. See them messing around with it. There's buyers taking break evens here, but if they can shove through this, then they've got a really good shot at ripping the band-aid off and going higher. Doesn't look like it could get the job done initially. Lighten the load a little bit more. They got to break higher if they're going to finish the job. They might give a nice little washout down to the 905s. I'm not necessarily upset by the 1450s, but that's another really gross bear bar that's setting up. All right, I'm going to jump ship on that. I don't like the way that that's looking. And if it's going to want to go higher, it'll give me another bull bar and another shot to get in anyway. Now, a nice little trap underneath the base. That's starting to get my attention. It's got to go bull engulfing. They're hitting that point again, right around those 1475s. See that keep bouncing off? Watch these 1450s. Oh, jeez. Big heavy bear bar down could be the start of a pretty nasty drop. I'm going to look for a short on this for a breakout continuation. I think any buyers who are still long on this are about to get their stops slammed right down their throats. A little bit of a pop for more selling action to try to push the market back down again. Buyers tried getting the rotation back to the upside, but with so many break-evens and proof of break-evens, any buyers who are still in, if it starts sniffing out some reasons for weakness, that's where I would expect this to start falling apart. First target area is acceptable down there, sure, I guess. But I would like to see it really trigger underneath. That 5-minute bear bar is no joke. I think it can go further than this. It's got a chance at going all the way down to the lows. Next target area back to the swing lows. After this, it's just a matter of seeing how far it wants to go. Risk is off. I'll trail down along the way and see if it wants to keep going. That's fine. Sure. I like these end-of-day drops like this. These are nice when you can get them. We're not quite at a zone of support yet. $96.75 now. Starting to trigger in the sellers below that 5-minute bar, but I want to see the sellers hold it down. Don't let them come back. Hit it and slam. Or not. That's fine too. Cool. Now that they've taken out all the stops, that's usually when they try to rotate back down again. So that might be an opportunity. There's only like 2.5 minutes left, but there might be an opportunity for scalpers to try to get a breakdown here. Not a big breakdown, though. It's only to like the 86s. Not a lot of room. Starting to break down a little bit further. Heavy bear bar. I want to see if they can back up into like the 93s. There we go. Nice area for sellers to push back on a scalp. And a quick flush back down. Be careful around 358. 358 is when things go a little bit weird. Got the final 2 minutes of the day. This is scalp territory. Bitcoin catching a nice rally to the upside. Looking across the board going into the end of the day. Bitcoin back up towards the top of the channel. Crude oil still messing around with 52. That's a mess. S&P isn't anywhere. The NASDAQ's still in a massive zone of support. Gold's done nothing. And the Euro's holding the Rep L1 to the downside, as crazy as that is. Got about a minute 15 left. That's a heavy bull bar, and that was a pretty big dip to put in such a strong bull bar at the lows. If, given the time of day, sellers can't get this going to the downside, this might end up being a trap. See it rotate right back up. 1 minute left. If anything, I would rather just sell a pop. Buyers will probably try to come in on a bull engulfing. I'll look to sell into that because I don't believe them. It's to be 100% honest. I'd like to see a little bit more of a shove. We've got a couple seconds left. Nice push. Nice follow through. Beautiful move. It's too obvious of a trap. They make it so plain as day sometimes. Buy an engulfing bull candle 15 seconds before the end of the day. That sounds like a great idea. Just to get stopped out, just to watch it go again. We've all been there. Anyway. Oh, well, hey, you know, it gave him a chance to get out of break even. Gave him another chance to get out of break even. Interesting. All right, well, that's going to do it. What a wild afternoon. Made it work in the end. Tried grabbing along in that pullback, but it didn't want to follow through. Picked up on the warning signs and exited early before it jumped back down. And once it dove down like that, it was pretty clear that the buyers just had their stop shoved down their throats. Time to start shorting, push the market back down again. Pretty textbook. Now the buyers, now that they've gotten bought in, gotten out at break even, got trapped out of the lows, now it's time for the long to go. Now they can chase it. Anyway, that's going to do it. I hope you had a great day of trading. Welcome back. Hope you're all ready to rock and roll. If I miss any questions, shoot me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. Until the next one, though, enjoy, rest up, and we will see you all probably tomorrow, right? Have a good one. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye.